Hello everyone, welcome to Botany Optional channel for UPSC examination. In today's video, we are going to focus on the economic and ecological importance of the sphagnum. As you know, sphagnum is the very important genus from the plant group called Bryophytes. So this sphagnum has a great economic as well as the ecological importance. And in this particular video, we are focusing on both, that is on the economic as well as in the ecological importance of sphagnum. In the various examinations, commonly question asked on this topic, and that is why you should be clear about everything relating with this topic. You should note down all the economic as well as the ecological applications of the sphagnum because in the various examinations, this topic is often asked. Before starting the video, I request you to join the Telegram channel of the same name, that is the Botany Optional for UPSC examination on the Telegram platform. There, we regularly upload the links of the videos as well as the PDF relating with the notes so that you will not miss any botanical literature there. All right. So let's learn about the economic and ecological importance of sphagnum. Now, first of all, we are going to see the economic importance of the sphagnum. In that, the peat blocks are used as a fuel. Now, let's learn about how this peat is formed. This is the picture which showing the sphagnum, and sphagnum has a somewhat leafy appearance, right? And when this sphagnum grow in their bodies, what happens? They shed off their older parts. That is, the older part of this plant cut off from the plant and accumulated below the soil. As you know, most of the bryophytes tends to live in the watery area, right? And the sphagnum is the no exception because sphagnum also lives around the watery bodies. Now, due to their presence around the watery bodies, what happens? This shaded material from this sphagnum species go into the water and it accumulated over time. Now, what happens year by year as the sphagnum shed off its parts and it got added into the watery body, it forms the large amount of organic material in that one particular place where the sphagnum is growing. Now, what happens due to this? A compact material, a very compact material is formed over an year, which got compressed, and finally the peat is formed. So you can observe here these sphagnum, which are growing around the water bodies, regularly shed off their structural parts, and due to the accumulation of these structural parts, all these parts got compressed and converted into the peat. Here, the one thing you should remember that it is not only the sphagnum but also the other hydrophytic plants which are living in that particular pond or say watery body are also accumulated in this particular compressed material which converted into the peat. Now this peat is not only contains the sphagnum but also contains the other hydrophytes. That is why we can consider this peat as a mixture of many plants, but mainly say 80 to 90% of the peat coming from the sphagnum species. So this peat which is formed by the sphagnum is regularly used by the local peoples as a fuel. All right. Now the second importance of the sphagnum is that it is used as antiseptic and in the surgical dressing. As you know, many sphagnum species has a antiseptic properties. Now due to these antiseptic properties, these sphagnums when cleaned, then dried and sterilized for this application. That is, the sphagnum species first are cleaned, then dried and sterilized for being used as a antiseptic. Not only antiseptic, this material is also used for the surgical dressings in the hospitals. The sphagnum is also used as an antiseptic as well as for the surgical dressings. Now, the next economic importance of the sphagnum is that it is used in a packaging of live plants and cut flowers. As you know, when the live plants have to transport it to the various places, the very primary need of this work is to make sure that plant will live the whole journey, right? So that the first priority is to provide the good amount of water to these transported plants so that they will remain fresh at the destination. Now, how sphagnum is important in this scenario? See, the sphagnum species has the great capacity of holding water. Now, due to this holding water capacity, these sphagnum plants are packed around the live plants which are to be transported. And what happens when the sphagnum moss or sphagnum plants are wrapped around their bases or at the stem? Due to the high content of water in the sphagnum, this water is readily available to these plants for the absorption. And due to this, these whole plants remain fresh at the end of the journey. So the very purpose of providing the water to the plants which are to be transported is fulfilled by the sphagnum, and that is why these are used exclusively in the packaging of live plants. Similar is very true for the flowers as well. Now, when flowers are to be transported from one place to another place, the very first aim of this transportation is to make sure that the flowers will remain fresh. Again, the similar method will be applied, that is, they will be packed by the packing of sphagnum, which holds the more water, and due to the water which is present in the sphagnum, all these flowers remains fresh till the destination. So this is another economic importance of the sphagnum, that it is used in the packaging of live plants and the cut flowers. Now the next economic importance of the sphagnum is its peat is used in the horticulture. As you know, in order to grow plants in a horticulture, the primary need is of a good soil. As you know, when we use the normal soil, plants tends to grow the at a very steady rate. But what is important here, when you mix the natural soil with the peat, the plant growing capacity of this particular soil, which has a mixture of soil plus peat, is greatly enhanced. Now, what is the reason behind this? As you know, the peat has the high moisture holding capacity. This peat increases the soil capacity to hold the water, and due to this, more water, plants grow luxuriantly, right? Not only this, this peat is also the source for many organic chemical compounds, and all these organic compounds help in the growth of plant. So, in a horticulture, the peat is used to mix with the soil in order to grow the plants in a better way. All right. Next is the peat is as substratum for seeds. Now, when in the initial stages seeds are planted, seedlings in the horticulture, the primary aim of this first step is to convert seeds into the seedlings. Now, what they do in a horticulture, this peat material is used as a bed. Now, there are many advantages of using peat as a bed for the seeds. Is that first of all, they has the very high water holding capacity. Secondly, they have the porous nature. Now, due to this porous nature of the peat, the seeds find it very easy to germinate in these particular conditions. With this, it also contains the various organic and inorganic chemical compounds which act as a germinator enhancer for the seeds. And these are the basic reasons why peat is used as a substratum for the seed growth. All right. Now, there is the industrial use of the peat as well. Now, there are some side products of this peat, such as peat tar, then ammonia, and paraffin. Now, all these side products which belongs to the peat are has a great industrial application. So, the sphagnum is indirectly also used in the industries. Now, the seventh economic importance of the sphagnum is that is used as a bedding for the domesticated animals. This peat is again used as a bed for the domesticated animals. As you know, for big herds of the domesticated animals, bed for these domesticated animals, peat is largely used. Now, the next economic importance of the sphagnum is that sphagnum is also used as a pollution indicator. There are many species of this sphagnum which are very sensitive for the sulfur, and that is why these are also indicates the sulfur pollution in the surrounding areas. Not only the atmospheric pollution, but also the aquatic pollution is also shown by the sphagnums. All right. So these are also used as a pollution indicators. Now let us see the ecological importance of the sphagnum. Now the very first ecological importance of the sphagnum is that they are the soil builders. This we have discussed earlier, but again we are repeating this. Most of the sphagnums grow around the water. As you know, such conditions can be found near the ponds, and around this pond, mostly these sphagnum species grow themselves. Now, what happens over a time? These sphagnum species tends to shed off their plant parts into the pond, and these plant parts regularly deposited into the pond. Now, what happens over a time? This sphagnum gives off so much structural parts that the whole plant body is got converted into the leafy material of the sphagnum. Now, what happens over a time? The water slowly disappears, and the whole area is got converted into the sphagnum rich material. Now, this sphagnum rich material, upon the compression due to its own weight, got converted into the peat. Now, this peat over a time forms the soil. So, this is how the soil is created into the lifeless, sterile water body. The complete water body got converted into the soil, and once there is a soil, there start growing the mesophytic plants, and the whole new ecosystem is created there. So the very important ecological role played by the sphagnum that it builds the soil, and that is why famously sphagnum is also known as the soil builder. The second ecological application of the sphagnum is that the quacking bogs are used as a beds for the seed plants. As you know, now consider this first picture in which you are seeing here the pond, and around that pond many sphagnum species are growing. Now, as we have discussed till the stage of pit formation, when there is a pit formation, the water body slowly got converted into the soil, and this soil which is coming from the sphagnum species, which converts the whole water body into the peat, is act as a bed for the seed plant. Now consider this second picture. In this second picture, you will see the luxuriant trees growing around the water body. This is because this area is completely converted into the soil by the sphagnum, and now the large trees can grow there. This water body which got converted into the soil, it is also called as quacking blocks. Now these quacking blocks are used as a bed for the seed plants. Now once there is a seed plants growing, then this type of climax community you will find there. All right. Now the third ecological application of the sphagnum is that the sphagnum modifies the landscape. As we have discussed this earlier as well, that sphagnum is responsible for the creation of peat, and peat is responsible for the creation of soil. Now due to the soil, there is a final climax community. So at the start where there is a watery body, finally we have here the large ecosystem. So the complete landslide is changed due to the presence of sphagnum species. First, the landscape was watery, but later it got converted into terrestrial ecosystem. So this happens due to the presence of sphagnum. Again, the very important ecological role played by the sphagnum, that it modifies the whole landscape. All right. So all these are the economic and ecological applications of the sphagnum. I hope you like this lecture. Please like the video. Please share this video with your friends who are studying the botany. And if you have any doubt, please make sure to comment. And if you haven't subscribed to the Botany channel, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you in the next one.